Hi, and welcome to the Diamond Report for Tuesday, April 11th, 2017. This is your host, Doug Diamond. I've got us looking at Earthquake 3D, the last 48 hours worth of earthquakes globally. I just wanted to show you very quickly some earthquake activity over the last couple of days. We still have our pretty huge swarm going on in the Philippines region, and not a lot has changed there. Still the largest quake in that area was the 5.9 from a couple days back. We've now seen renewed activity in the area north of New Zealand, around Fiji, the Solomon Islands, and Papua New Guinea. Some of these quakes, when I did the Diamond Report yesterday, these quakes were not there. This whole area was silent. So now we've got multiple 4s and 5s here in this area, and some of them are deep 4s and 5s, which will generally translate to larger, shallower movement over the next few days. So we're going to have to watch that closely. We've seen, as I mentioned yesterday, some renewed activity in southern Indonesia and Sumatra, on up into northern India even, this whole stretch right here. This is renewed activity, but I mentioned that in yesterday's earthquake update, even a new 3.2 here in Malaysia. So I just wanted to show you that, and now let's move on to the headlines. Putin says the Syria chemical attack was a false flag and more coming. The government tries to calm South Koreans' fear of imminent war. The Pentagon casts doubt on AP report claiming Russia knew about the Syrian chemical attack. An expert says U.S. could be planning a strike on North Korean nuclear reactor. So that's all coming up. This is on Infowars.com. South Korean paper reports China has deployed 150,000 troops to North Korea's border. That's on Zero Hedge. Government scientists develop Facemapper that can detect rare diseases from one photo. Diseases could soon be detected by selfies. Boy, what could go wrong with that? That's on Daily Mail. Islamist and anti-Semitic references were hidden in an X-Men comic book by the artist. The most important thing to know about Trump and the globalists, a breakdown of the complex geopolitical situation Trump has gotten into. And then from yesterday as well, 2 adults and 1 child dead, 1 student critically injured in shooting at San Bernardino Elementary School. Charleston church shooter Dylan Roof pleads guilty and gets 9 life sentences. Wells Fargo board says leaders shrugged off scandal and then hid it. New York makes tuition, quote, free, but students must stay in state afterward. This is from the AP. Only families earning less than $125,000 qualify, ... No kidding. That's socialism at its best, isn't it? Eric Trump says the decision to bomb Syria was influenced by Ivanka's heartbreak and outrage. That's from Information Liberation. A black man was arrested for store arson, left a note from, quote, white America behind. This is on the American Mirror. A hate crime allegedly perpetrated by white America turned out to be a hoax perpetuated by a black criminal with an axe to grind against Trump. The Postal Service is suspended in Swedish no-go zone because it's not safe. That's on Zero Hedge. Trump orders military advisors to prepare plans to hit North Korea. That's on UK Mirror. Tillerson says Russia must choose between Assad and the U.S. From the Daily Caller, the Pentagon casts doubt on AP report claiming Russia knew about the Syrian chemical attack. Government tries to calm South Koreans' fear of imminent war. April 27 is most likely D-Day, they say. That's from Paul Joseph Watson. United Airlines violence illustrates the problem with government monopolies. That's on Mises.org, M-I-S-E-S. U.S. Air Force could make pilots stay in service against their will amid drastic shortage. That's from RT.com. United Airlines stock takes a major hit after violent incident goes global. Syria strike, why it's not a reason to panic. Putin says Syria chemical attack was a false flag, more coming. They plan to plant chemicals in Damascus and accuse the Syrian government of an attack. Pew Report says Half of all federal arrests are from immigration-related crimes. No shocker there. That's on Daily Caller. GOP House has funded Planned Parenthood for 6 years. May and Merkel expressed support after U.S. airstrike in Syria. World leaders last week praised the U.S. decision to carry out the missile strike in Syria. That's on The Hill. Yeah, that's how you know you're on the wrong side of things. Security firm links the CIA leaks to a series of past attacks. That's also on The Hill. Major Obamacare insurer Blue Cross Blue Shield won't turn a profit in 2017. That's on Free Beacon. Expert says U.S. could be planning a strike on North Korean nuclear reactor. Worst case scenario is, quote, nuclear war. Well, that's pretty bad. Why Attorney General Sessions must stop charges against Arpaio. Charges stemmed from Obama witch hunt. U.S. Navy funds development of robot surveillance system, which can spy on humans in incredible detail. That's from The Sun. Will private property rights stop the Trump wall? That's on The New American. A John Bound report, what if Assad didn't gas his own people? My guess is he didn't. H.R. McMaster, Islamic apologist. Unlike Flynn, McMaster won't talk about radical Islamic terrorism. Obama to meet with Merkel in Germany in late May. Nothing good can come of that. Nothing. More than half of voters convinced Obama likely spied on the Trump team. Mainstream media admits CIA is launching false flag hack attacks in the U.S. The media was finally forced to report on news that came out over a month ago. CNN twists InfoWars statements on Trump. Mainstream media tries to act like Trump has lost all support after Syria's strike. Good news. Rex Tillerson echoes campaign promises. How about that? Tillerson wishes to de-escalate the conflict in Syria. From Zero Hedge, 1983 CIA document reveals plan to destroy Syria, foreshadows the current crisis. Now North Korea warns it is ready for war after U.S. deployed an armada of warships to the waters off the Korean peninsula. North Korea threatens U.S. with nuclear attack at any sign of preemptive strike. That's on Zero Hedge. Tillerson visits Moscow as tensions spike after U.S. strike on Syria base. Egyptian forces shoot dead 7 jihadists planning to attack a Christian monastery days after bombing Coptic church as part of ISIS' plan to divide the country. Mike Cernovich bombshell, Trump is being manipulated into sending 150,000 troops to Syria. That's from shtfplan.com. From Sputnik News, Korean powder keg, what will it take for Trump to push the button on Pyongyang? I am a Muslim and I support ISIS. Stockholm terrorist confesses and tells police attack was revenge for the bombing in Syria. I don't think the timing's quite right on that. Google decrees that liberal delusions are now facts via circular logic. Only liberal fact-checkers are allowed to determine the facts. That's on naturalnews.com. Officials say melted fuel is still leaking out of Fukushima reactor, likely escaping from opening at the bottom of the containment vessel. Government experts want to give up sending in robots to search for molten cores. Quote, disaster the likes of which has never been known. That's on enenews.com. And more on the United Airlines fiasco. This thing keeps getting weirder. Doctor dragged off United flight was a felon who traded prescription drugs for secret gay sex with patient half his age and took them himself. He needed anger management, was not forthright, and had control issues, a psychiatrist found. That's from the Daily Mail. Juanita Broderick rips Hillary Clinton's new book. Does she discuss her attempts to destroy victims of Bill Clinton? That's on the Gateway Pundit. From Pat Buchanan on WND.com, is Trump enlisting in the war party? It does appear that way. U.S. Navy plows $1.7 million into research to create a network of spy robots that can snoop on humans as a single entity with many eyes. This is the Trump era. Sessions announces new push to prosecute illegal immigrants. That's on the Daily Caller. Inventing enemies, manipulating public opinion, selling escalated war on Syria. San Bernardino gunman was a pastor and Navy vet with record of violence. It's on RT.com. Of course he was. Chaos as hundreds injured in Venezuelan capital during violent clashes for a fifth day. And more on the liberals eating their own. Democratic congresswoman who met Assad says she's skeptical he committed sarin atrocity and now faces calls for her removal. See, she's not playing the game. U.S. West Coast earthquake warning as Cascadia subduction zone surges. That's on newsprepper.com. I would highly recommend listening to what Dutch Sense has to say on YouTube and on Twitch. He's talked extensively about the slow slip event that's been going on in that region, and he does say that it could result in a larger quake, but nothing like what this article is talking about. Activist who helped immigrants from being deported was the first victim in the Stockholm terror attack. That's on the Gateway Pundit. A bomb explodes on a German soccer team bus, 1 injured. That's on Zero Hedge. Fireball spotted off California coast during unusual Navy anti-sub patrol. Star Trek actor blames Trump for United Airlines passenger removal. What is it with the actors who portray Sulu? They've all gone mad. From RT.com, Kansas special election puts Trump and the Republicans to the test. Here's a highly recommended video, an interview with Henry Groover with Steve Quayle and Gen 6 Productions, Fallen Angels chained beneath the streets of Rome after Henry was translated there. From All News Pipeline, World War III will set the stage for future prophecies to be fulfilled. If Erdogan's taking his place upon Satan's throne in Pergamos, the Antichrist may soon be revealed. Will the burden of Damascus soon be realized? Steve Pieczenik explodes, issues warning to Trump, Mattis, and McMaster about going to war in Syria. Then Steve Quayle says the neocons are manipulating Trump to be charged with international crimes. Remember their threats to jail him. That's a great point. That's on Zero Hedge. The United States and North Korea are soon to go to war, possibly nuclear war. Trump advisors prepare plans for show of force. That's on ChristianTruther.com. In more earthquake news from the Daily Mail, East Coast gets early warnings of quakes as Oregon and Washington switch on shake alert system already used in California. U.S. weather disasters 2017 double than average and costing USA record-breaking $5 billion already. That's on strangesounds.org. How Pope Francis is leading the Catholic Church against anti-migrant populism. That's on the Washington Post. On the Daily Mail, Trump terrifies the Kremlin. Russia admits it is extremely worried he will attack Kim Jong-un after North Korea warns it has U.S. bases in its nuclear sites, and China deploys troops to its border. From Rick Wiles and TrueNews.com, did Donald Trump sell his soul to the Goldman Sachs devils? Ex-CIA names McCain, McMaster, and Brennan as masterminds of the Syrian false flag. That's from Dave Hodges of the Common Sense Show. China threatens to bomb North Korea's nuclear facilities if it crosses Beijing's bottom line. That's on Zero Hedge. And on the Daily Mail, has humanity already lost control of artificial intelligence? Scientists admit that computers are learning too quickly for humans to keep up. Reddit revolts after moderators delete United Airlines video. That's from Motherboard. The videos have been taken over in yet another example of the Streisand effect in action. And lastly, before I go, I wanted to mention that 1 year ago today, April 11th, 2016, I was nearly killed in an automobile accident I was in with my daughter. And the details of the accident, as well as pictures, you can see me here in the hospital laid up in critical care. The details as to what happened are posted on LostArtsRadio.com. You go to LostArtsRadio.com and click on articles, and you'll see this title 4/11/17. Today is not my birthday, but it is my not dead day. So I'm celebrating life and sharing it with you. I would invite you to read through that article. It explains what all happened and everything that I've gone through personally in the last year. And I just thank everybody for their prayers and words of support and encouragement over the last year. It's been a long haul, but I'm definitely on the upswing and I'm doing pretty well. Thanks again. Okay, that's all for today's Diamond Report. Thanks for listening and watching. If you would, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for further updates, and I'll see you tomorrow.